the freshman congressman who rode in with a Tea Party tide. What are they expecting from President Obama tonight? Let's ask freshman Representative Sean Duffy. He is a Wisconsin Republican whose first vote cast was for repeal of Obamacare, if I'm not mistaken. Sean, good to see you again. Now,
good to see you, David.
You had originally said, as I remember, that you weren't going to cast a vote to repeal Obamacare unless there was a clear Republican alternative. Have you seen that alternative?
Yeah, what I've talked about was either reforming the reform or repealing and replacing. I didn't want to have a straight repeal. I believe that Republicans need to put their ideas on the table. So I went and spoke with leadership. I got the commitment that after the repeal, over the next several months, we are going to bring ideas out for replacement that are actually going to help reduce costs and increase access. So I feel very confident on that point. If I didn't have that commitment from leadership, I would have voted no on repeal because I do think Americans and Wisconsinites expect a health care proposal that is going to work for them. We agree that Obamacare doesn't do it, or PAPACA, if I'm polite.
By the way, we are a republic, of course. The United States of America is a republic, and 26 states, the majority of states now are joining this lawsuit against that mandate, the insurance mandate provision of Obamacare. So might it be done, might it be overturned by the courts before it's overdone by you guys in Congress?
Well, I guess I don't know that the courts are going to get done with this in 2 years. I think it's going to take some time, and I think what's going to really happen here is after this 2012 election, there will be a reshuffling of the House, the Senate, and maybe the White House. And at that point, there will be a truly frank discussion on how we go forward with our health care. But I think most Americans don't want to see their health care decisions centralized in Washington, D.C. with bureaucrats. They want to be empowered. They want their families empowered, and that's what we are going for. And also some common sense free market solutions that'll drive competition and reduce cost.
Of all of the new rules and regulations that have come in with the Obama administration, is Obamacare the most onerous of them all?
Well, as I talk to small business owners, it's one of the top ones out there. I mean, people are going, I don't know how to deal with this. And I don't know the cost and the impact on my small business, but not only just on the health care. Look at the 1099 portion of this bill. I mean, they've done things in Obamacare that have a wide-ranging impacts even outside of health care. And that's why I don't think there's a movement to reform the reform. You can't do it. It's so big. I think that's why we do have this movement to repeal and replace. And one more point on that. Democrats, when they passed this bill, this was a Democrat bill. They didn't take our input. We're going to go through a process in the committees that are going to take their ideas in. I think the American people want a bipartisan solution that take the ideas from both parties and come out with a proposal that will work for the American people, and that's what we're going to do.
Do you think the president's going to say anything? I mean, it's one thing. It is the signature of his first 2 years in office, Obamacare. There's nothing more important to him, I believe, than Obamacare itself. So he's certainly not going to go along with any measure to overturn it in any way. But do you think he will mention it? Might he mention the dissatisfaction? Some people say he even will join with Republicans in getting rid of the 1099 provision. That provision, I think we will get great movement on. I don't know what he's going to say about health care. But the bottom line is I think the American people spoke in November, one on spending, but two on this health care legislation, Obamacare. They don't like it. And I think if the swell continues to rise before 2012, he will be forced to deal with it. Now, is he going to sign a repeal full-heartedly? Probably not. But will he come to the table and talk about solutions that will make health care better? I think so. I think there's a good possibility that he will address that tonight. That's one of the biggest issues last week and this week. But I hope he comes to the table with real solutions that are going to help drive down our deficit spending. I mean, we borrowed $1.4 trillion last year alone. Yeah. We have to have a bipartisan conversation about what we can cut. Let's not divide on a small cut here and a small cut there. Let's all come to the table with our proposals and say, how can we reduce this deficit? Because I think Americans are saying, I'm sick of borrowing money from China, and I'm going to force my kids to pay it back. We got to cut up the credit card and bring us back to a place of fiscal responsibility, and that is going to take a bipartisan approach. And I hope he comes with that tone and tenor. You mentioned your kids. You got a lot of them. Where are they tonight? Are they all at home with their mother? They are. They're home with their mom. I'm actually taking my dad. I'm a Republican. My dad is a diehard Democrat fan. I took him. You saw the president last night. He's going to the State of the Union, so my 6 little ones will be at home, staying up and watching it. They're getting an early dose at a young age of American politics.
Sean Duffy, good to see you, my friend. Thanks very much for coming in. Coming up on deck, the partnership.